Welcome to Material Musings. In today's session we'll be looking at a variety of these projects, some woven pieces. We're going to work on this so you'll see how we achieve this look, and we're going to look at some other ideas that are going to inspire us and the book that we're covering for this month. So I hope Happy New Year and welcome to Material Musings. I've changed the name. It was Material Mondays, but I've decided for 2024 it's going to be Material Musings, and it's going to be filled with the same love for fabric, and it's about the way we think about the fabric, how we work on the fabric, how we're inspired by the fabric, how we play with the fabric. So I think Musings is, welcome, and I hope that you are focusing on all the things that you want to do for this year and not holding back, and just being inspired and encouraged. And I hope that you find that when you come here to Material Musings. Oh, yeah, so that rolled off the tongue, didn't it? So we've got a lot to get through today, and we're going to look at some previous projects that we're working on and finishing up, and we're going to look at the book for January that I'm going to be taking some inspiration from, and showing you ways in which you can take inspiration from the books that you have in your midst. So look around and think about some of the books that you have on your shelves that you haven't looked at for for many years. At one point I was, that's why I used to love, shopping on Amazon, that kind of rush. You see the book that you like, and then you click and it's just like, oh my gosh, and then the anticipation for when it comes, and then when it's come, it's just like, oh, okay. But I think it's the rush of shopping. I've also got some new books that I'm going to be reviewing and putting on my Amazon platform, so you'll be able to see some of those over time. And what else? Yeah, as I say, we've got quite a few things to get through. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so first off we are looking at this project. So we've been working on that. Me, myself and I have been working on this one, and let me put it like so. I think I need to get myself a new mat. I do everything on here, my cutting mat, and it just comes in handy again because I'm using so many different tools and supplies. But so this is how far I've got with this one. I've been adding lots of stitching around this bit. This is the wax resist bit. I really like that one, and this is wax resist, clay wax resist. And then I decided to incorporate some of my woven projects. So I've been weaving, and I added this element here, and I crocheted three different, they're similar yarn, different colors, and I crocheted them and added them here. And it's really about using different supplies and putting them together, and not being so, like sometimes you need to just experiment. So this is, you experiment, and then you think to yourself, okay, so how can I incorporate this color into here? So one of the things I've got these really nice green beads, but as I'm thinking about them, I'm thinking maybe seed beads would be better. So I think I will look and see what green seed beads, and these will probably go for another project. I've got another, actually I wanted to use these in another thing I'm going to show you in some woven projects. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to incorporate some seed beads, maybe here. So we'll see. We'll have a look at that. Actually, let me get them now. So I do spend time colour coordinating my supplies, and I'm just looking at. Oh, it was open. Oh my days! Imagine all of this falling out. So this is kind of like a lime green. These beads go with, come in a bit more. Yep, closer, closer. So you get a really good view. Okay, yeah. Yeah, these beads kind of go well with these, but trying to find an exact match to this, I don't even think I've got that particular colour. So let's have a look at that. Maybe these glass ones, but they've got a tinge of blue in them. Something like these, it's just like a mixture of beads. What do you reckon? Let me see if I've got another one. Alrighty, so I have to come out now. I found some more beads that I've got, so this one might be. So we've got some lime green here. These are actually vintage beads. I'm thinking these ones. Let's have a look at the other ones. Just pull those in there. I've got some larger beads here. So I'm thinking, well, maybe there's not enough of these, but that colour is better. So I'm going to move this right out of the way and see. It doesn't have to be green, but I wanted to pick up the green elsewhere. And I like using beads. Ooh, maybe we could just go with a different, really different colour, but a green nonetheless. How about something like this? Maybe. Or I could use that as a, I don't know. I've just got this one thing as a bead that will get used at some point, but maybe not today. Okay, so what have we got now? So that's no good. Okay, I've got another one here which has some beads that we can look at. And it's got some earthy colours which might also be good because of the clay dyed part. And maybe I just incorporate the, oh yeah, look at that. So in this bit down here, I'm just maybe going to add some of these, so it's a different shade of green, but it's green. And then I want to keep that earthy kind of tone because this is clay, and we've got this nice, these colours are more subdued, and this, we've got this bright area, so I'm going to try and bring this bright area down a bit by using some of these beads and then bringing them across to the other side as well. I I'm thinking of putting some piece here. Maybe we do something like that, I don't know. And see what else is in here. But look, I've got these really nice beads I got from a thrift store. They're handmade. But, oh, maybe they can be, no. I was going to say maybe they can go at the end there. Got some glass beads as well. Yeah, I like that. And then this was a jewellery piece. It's interesting. Actually, I might use this middle bit right there, and then we've got these crystal, they're like crystals, and we'll use those down there. I've got a kind of greenish thread. You won't really be able to see them, but okay, so I am going to get on and stitch this. Stitch the bead in. So that's that main bit done, and I was going to add 3 of these along here. Oh, these are the ones I was going to use. I'm using these, they're like really tiny seed beads, but they're like a really, I guess, a lime green. And as I say, it's nice to use some of your supplies that you haven't used in a while, but I think the lime green kind of just picks up the green in here. It's not the exact same colour, but it picks up a little bit and adds to the darker shade of green that I'm using for the larger beads. I'll let you come in just for a moment and see. You can see the contrast there. Yeah, so you've got all the greens, the darker greens, the lighter seed bead greens. And I'm just going to add these and do the same sort of thing. This has got a tinge of kind of brown in it. They're kind of mottled, these beads. And I got them from a, I'd brought a, what was it, a necklace. No, it was a ring with these beads on, and it was just really impractical. It kind of lost its shape after a while, so I took the beads off and thought one day I will use it in a project. So then I put the seed bead on and then run it back through the same hole. Like so, and then I want one here. So you've got the green of the thread slightly showing through, and then the green of the 2 beads, and then the piece that they're actually on. Okay, so I'm going to take this to the bottom here, like so, and then I'm just going to finish on the back. Ooh, and I'm feeling, okay, I can put this away now, but I'm feeling some beads this colour, just a hint. I've got, let me show you these ones. It's got a mixture of colours and it's got browns in it. So maybe just add in those. Let's show you. Let's bring it here. Can you see that? Again, you know, beads that I haven't used in a while, and it's nice to be able to find a project to work on. I'm going to add some smaller beads, maybe even just in a circle around here. We'll see. I'll see what I'm feeling. I just need one strand. So this needle is so hard to thread. So we just randomly put them on. Some of them will fit and some of them won't. I mean, in terms of the needle being too thick. Okay, so here is what we have so far. I've done some beading down the side. I'll probably have to come in because it's difficult to see. But they're seed beads and they're very subtle colours of greens and blues. You've got a red there. And then on the other side, I've done the larger beads. Okay, so I'm going to finish this off. So next week you will see a different project, but I'm going to finish this off, and I'm thinking of adding, as I said, these bits here. So we will see how that works, or I might just add some additional stitching. And then I found these black beads, and I might do around the partial circle here. So we might do something like that. See if I've got any more. There's one more here. Oh no, there's two more. So I'll try and fit them in around here like that, a half circle. And what else will I do? I'm thinking maybe some additional small black stitches, maybe some rice, is it called rice stitch? It's just really just tiny small stitches, but I want to keep this, so maybe in some of the other areas here, maybe even here, and then that will be it. Okay, so let's move on. And we were looking at the book, this was 2023, yeah, so at the end of 2023, December, sorry, not this one, we looked at, where is it? Intertwined. Okay, so we looked at Intertwined, and I looked at ways in which I could be inspired using looking at some of the projects in this book, and it's about spinning your own yarn, and I've only got a small drop spindle, and so some of these were going to be not quite achievable, so I looked at ways in which I could do that, and I realised that I could combine the threads if I crocheted it, and I could get different different looks from just crocheting the I mean, this is crocheted fabric that I have dyed. It's just got some ink, but this is this one frays, so when it frays it gives you a really nice look. Right, okay, so let me show you how it then inspired me. So we've got these, and then I took yarn that I had, so like these ones, and whilst I wouldn't weave with this, if I crocheted it, it made it a lot thicker, and I was able to crochet it out. I was able to crochet it and then weave with it. But I really do like the way this is just fabric and it's crocheted. I've just attached bits together, and then because it frays, you get a really nice look. And then especially with the dyed bits, it looks like I could have, if you once you weave it, that I could have, you know, spun it. Anyway, so the looms that I was working from, okay, this is what I was looking for. Can you see it any better? Okay, so the looms that I was working with are these ones. I can't remember whether I showed you these, but this is from a piece of wood. I've added some nails in here, and as it turned out, this is what it looks like. It's nice and solid though, and it's what does it measure? So it's 3.5 by 7.5, so it gives you a small woven piece. I've made two others very similar. This is from cardboard, and again it gives you some nice smaller bits. I've added some nails into this one, and these are ready to receive a woven project. But these are some of the things that I did with it. This is just from a, we'll come in a bit. This is just from yarn. It's been black yarn with silver bits in it, and it's been crocheted to give us a bit more chunkier feel. And I'm going to go on here and then maybe, you know, put some beading on there. Oh, maybe this one. You know, you can add beading, add embellishments to it. This is another one. So this is the yarn, but I've crocheted them together, and in this section I've crocheted 3 together, and then you've got a nice feel to it. And I could rough it up a bit, and it would make the fibres kind of stick up a bit more. But I liked that one. I've got some favourites. I'll leave the best till last. So here's another one. This was the first one that I did, and again, this down here, this fluffy looking thing, is this, but I crocheted it and then pushed it through. And then we've got some others. So it really made me want to go and find, go to the shop that sells yarn here, and then find some interesting ones like this, because combined you can make some really nice projects. Okay, so that's those. This one, I really liked this one. So this is using a blue with speckled thread through it. Again, crocheting them first and then pushing them through. And then this one has been beaded as you can see, and I've added some at the bottom. I'm not sure whether I'll keep this at the bottom. It's from a necklace. I might change it actually, but I like the blues and the silver. And again, it's going through my supplies. We'll go through your supplies as an encouragement and see what you have that you can use that you wouldn't normally use. Like these beads, I've had them for years, but they actually go well with this project. And again, it would be nice either to I'm not sure about a wall hanging attached to fabric, and yeah, a mini wall hanging maybe, or in a frame. It still needs some work on it, so I will be adding some more bits. It could be adding some more beads. These, once I put them on, it doesn't work for me, so I would be changing this. Yeah, but I like this bit. I like this middle section. Okay, and the bit that I really like is this one. So again, this is a kind of fanciful wool in brown and blue, and then I've used a blue yarn here so you can see it, but combined together, and then with the beads as well. I liked the look. Okay, so it's about experimenting and playing and seeing what you can come up with. And again, you know, you may not have the exact tools required, but how can you adapt it to suit what you're doing? As I say, I had all of this wool for so many years. I don't crochet, but I knew I wanted to use it for something, and yeah, they've come into themselves now. Okay, so before I go into that, so try and make the most of some of the supplies you've got. So this is fabric. You can take fabric and you can weave with it, and you can make miniature cards. You can make a whole host of things, attach them to fabric like I've done in the previous project. That was just a small piece, and so here's one. This is just a ribbon that has been crocheted, but that then can be added to a project or added on top of a project with some beads. This is a lime colour, so maybe some of the you know, again, it could be added in different ways to this project. And then these were the beads that I was looking to add in. Okay, so that was that. My prayer cloth that I completed, let's show you that. So you would have seen me make my final stitch to this, and I have been looking at a piece of fabric I'd made alongside it, and I'll show you. It's this one. I've since dyed it. I'm not sure how I feel about the colour and whether I would need to, what else I would need to do. Anyway, so these two were made at the same time. This does have an image to it, but it faded, and then I thought, let me just dye it because it's just not working. So this is something that I would be cutting up and using in projects. But what I was going to do was see if I could create a border, and so I'm not sure how I feel about this. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not feeling it, but I might cut a bit anyway and just see how it looks. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not feeling this colour, so I'll have to look in some of my other fabrics and see what I've got to use with this. So again, it's like, you know, not, you just have to see how things go. and just see what you've got. And sometimes something that you didn't think would work does work. And then what I'll do with this is cut it up and use it in some smaller projects. Or I could cut some strips and do a woven piece as well. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Just thinking what else we wanted to cover. We wanted to look at the book for this month. So this is a book that I have covered on my Amazon storefront, and it's this book. So I'll leave the link for the review that I did. I really love this book. I haven't seen any other books by Ruth Rae, but she may have some other books. I love her fabric pieces, and in this book she's got several projects that she works on. Now I probably do have a lot of the supplies in here. Let me see. 2, 4, 6. There's about 20 projects in here, and they're all very different. So I like some of the projects, like I like the doll. I've always wanted to make some dolls, and I have made some in the past. Where are they? I've made some in the past. I haven't finished them. I've made some with clay. And I would love to make some more. So just inspired by, so the way I'm inspired by this particular one is I wouldn't necessarily make one like this, but I would make a doll and make the clothes. And I like to have the clothes attached to the doll, and then I like to have a realistic face on the doll. So, as I say, that's one of the ways I would be inspired. There's another project here, like the cards, so taking your scraps and making cards. I really like that idea. And there was another one where she made this picture frame, which I'm not really inspired to do a frame like that. What I would probably do is make a book cover and incorporate shells that I have. I've got loads of shells that could be used, and I've got organza, and let me see, she uses a drill bit to drill holes into the shells. So that's one of the ways I would be inspired by that. I've got some t-shirts as well. So this is an art quilt t-shirt, and so I'm thinking, you know, even some of these fabric pieces, you have to be really careful and make sure that they're stitched properly. I just picked this up just because it was here. Or it could be some of the woven pieces that I could attach to a t-shirt. That's another idea. And stitch this really well, because you know you're going to put it in the machine, so you'd want it to, everything to be really well stuck on. What else? The wrist cuffs she makes. So I've made a few in the past, and I've got a few that are waiting to be completed. But again, any of these, you know, even some of these pieces could be made. These woven my goodness, look at that. Could be made into a wrist cuff, the woven pieces. I like that, I really do. Because it's wool, I think I'd like a lighter material, but maybe what I do is, you know, create some smaller woven pieces and attach it to the fabric that would be then, even this piece, that would be then used as a wrist cuff. It's a nice idea, isn't it? So they can be mini wall hangings, or they could be the start of a wrist cuff. Yeah, because that's kind of like the size you would want. You just need like the closure here. But yeah, I could make the loom slightly longer. So then, because this is, I think I did this one on here. But yeah, and so you just have the closure. I like that. Yeah. And that then will get you using up, that then will get me using up all my, you know, like some of the beadings and some of the broken jewellery that I've got. Okay, so yeah, that's the book that we're going to be, this is what we're going to be looking at this month. And being inspired by some of the projects, I really do want to make a project where the doors open in fabric. I'd like to do that. So we'll see how we go. So I think that's it for this week. Seeing how we can finish a project and dye the project ourselves. Maybe even, do you know what might work with this? Avocado dye. Because you could get a nice subtle colour with the avocado dye, similar to this. So I have to find some fabric. I actually have some pieces that I've dyed, so maybe look at those and see what will work. They've been avocado dyed, maybe not as big as this. But we've got the book for this week, for this month. We've got projects to finish, inspired by our previous book to create additional projects. And the piece that we've just done, very careful here, and then the piece that we've just done with all the elements to it. So I hope you found something of inspiration there. And just a note, so when I do these long beads at the side, I will go back and every few beads do a stitch over it just to make it secure, because I don't like them moving about like this. Even though it's like not a piece that's going to be worn, but I just like to make sure that they're secure. So that's that. So I hope, yeah, you found some inspiration there, and you might either try some of the projects yourself or look at some of the books you have and see how you can be inspired. So I look forward to seeing you again next time on Material Musings. Take care for now.